Are you sick of spending your entire day stuck in your Facebook DMs? Or even worse, wincing at the cringy replies that your VA sends? Well, today is your lucky day because what I'm about to show you could change everything. Until now, automating conversations in your personal Facebook profile was impossible. ManyChat, yes, that works, but it only works with your Facebook business profile and Instagram. But finally, someone has cracked the code. A brand new tool called Chatblaze, which is built by the creators of Pro, and it's about to take over. It lets AI respond to your personal DMs, booking you calls, making offers, even getting people to sign up to your webinar, all automatically. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how it works, the good and the bad, and to see if it's the right fit for your business. If you want to check Chatblaze out for yourself, there'll be a link in the description below. All right, let's dive right in. So I'm over on Chatblaze and I'm going to dive into some of the features, the pricing, and then actually dive into the software and show you how it works, but then also go into some of the pros and cons, integrations and support, and so much more. So first of all, when you land on Chatblaze, you'll see turn your personal messenger into a magical sales machine. So this is Dave Smith, this is the founder. You can see here Chatblaze and then also Pro, which is a Facebook audience building software, allows you to automate and do a lot with inside of Facebook. So as we scroll through, we can see here it's really hitting home on that DM feature. Before Chatblaze, you respond manually. Now you've got an AI clone, and that's something that they really hit home on. They're trying to clone you. They're not trying to be a bot or anything like that. They're trying to kind of clone the natural way that you would have conversations with someone, which hasn't been done before, and it definitely hasn't been done on your Facebook personal profile. Again, there's lots on here. We can see here, Chatblaze works in personal Facebook Messenger, books calls, talks just like you, not a bot, fast and easy setup, no coding, and built specifically for online entrepreneurs. So we can see here a lot of reviews from people already using it. Now it is a fairly new software, so just bear that in mind as we go through it. All right, so we'll dive into pricing, and as ever, I always want to look at the monthly pricing. You could go to yearly, you will save if you go to yearly. So we can see here Spark, $47 a month, which is crazy cheap for this type of software. Again, think about how much time this could potentially save you, not having to kind of follow up, especially with new leads if you've got a lot of inbound coming in. So you get 3 AI bots, 1 account user, 200 free messages, and then a 30-day guarantee. Now with the messages, after those 200 free messages, you're looking at 0.02 cents a message. So again, not super expensive, but again, you just need to bear that in mind. You're probably going to go through those 200 messages pretty quickly. Next, you've got $97, which is Flame. Again, really, really reasonable. You got 10 AI bots, 2 account users, 1,000 messages, and then 30-day guarantee. Finally, you've got the 30 AI bots. We've got Blaze 197. Again, if you're going to probably really use this, you're probably going to sign up to the Blaze. You've got 3,000 messages and then obviously that 30-day guarantee. So pricing wise, really, really good. It's not kind of come out the gate. It is something that hasn't been done before. They could have priced this a lot higher because again, there's no competition right now. So again, I really, really kind of like that pricing and where it sits. So when it comes to the messages and them costing 0.02 cents, so if you just hover over here, you're looking at getting around 500 messages for say $10. So for 1,000 messages, you're looking at $20 for obviously sending. So again, it's not going to get ridiculously expensive. You're not necessarily going to want to kind of send millions and millions of messages. You've obviously got to be careful with your Facebook personal profile. You have to be careful with automating, especially because Facebook's AI and algorithm can detect when you're automating. Now, if you go to the yearly, you can see obviously you get a discount. You get almost 2 months free. So that's great. So again, if you start using it and you want to upgrade to the yearly, you can do. Let's dive into the actual software. So when you sign up, you'll see kind of this screen here. You've got the activities center. So we can see here we've got active bots, team members, how many messages we sent, extra messages sent, and then the cost as well. So you can start to monitor that and see, okay, how much is this costing me? How many leads am I getting? So again, love this data, want to be able to see this, want to be able to monitor things. Again, it's not just a set and forget. You're going to want to kind of dive in here and obviously take a look at what's going on. Next, you've got this connection section. So again, it's so easy to set up. Like, again, sometimes when I look at these softwares, I'm like, is this going to be like super difficult to set up? I'm going to have to use APIs and webhooks, but it's literally just go to add connection, type in your name, type the platform you want, which is Facebook, and then enter your profile link. Once you've done that, you click verify, and then you click save, and that is your Facebook personal messenger all set up. Now you do have to download a Chrome extension, so there will be a Chrome extension required, but again, when you first log in, It shows you how to do that, dead easy. You literally just sign up to that Chrome extension, download it and install it, and you're good to go. So next you've got the bots. Now, depending on which pricing you sign up to and whether you kind of buy the extra bots, they are giving you kind of templates, which is great because again, if you're getting into this, there is a bit of a learning curve, and when you come to any new software, you're going to be like, oh, this is a bit confusing. But if you've got some templates, you can kind of start to see how things piece together and how you could use it, and then you could test with those templates as well. So you do get access to some templates. I think the sample bot comes with this. If you get offered an upgrade to kind of get these templates, I would highly recommend it, purely because it's going to give you that head start and really kind of you can hit the ground running with those templates. So this is one that I went through, and again, let's go through it like you're going to set this up. So if you click on this, first of all, you're going to connect your profile, which I've already done. Next, you're going to give it a role. So in here we can see, choose the bot's voice. What's the conversation? Why is this conversation happening? What business does this bot work for? So we tell it who it works for. What's the goal of the conversation? Who is the bot acting as? Who is the bot speaking to? And then additional notes for the bot. So again, AI, especially ChatGPT and OpenAI, tend to use a lot of these kind of M dashes. We don't want to use them. That's a telltale sign of obviously AI. Next, this is kind of where the real brains come in. So this is like a conversation flow, similar to say kind of ManyChat if you ever used that. Then we've got kind of the trigger section here, where you would say, okay, how do you want to trigger this? Do you want it to do manual, inbound, or outbound? So you can set those triggers. From there, you're going to go to kind of the next step. So first of all, this is just add a statement, so it can be a question or statement. We can use exact script or prompt, and then I've just used the template, so I'm compiling some interesting AI and automation research and could use your input. From there, it's then going to go, can I get your quick opinion, and then wait for a response. So here's the branch, so we can see here if it says yes, then it's going to follow up. No, then it's not going to do anything. From there, it then obviously goes on those different routes. If it says no, it ends the chat. If it says yes, then we're going to ask that next question. And then you can see kind of how this works. Again, very logical, moves along from the left to the right. And then we've got kind of that branch again where it's like yes and no. And then this takes you all the way through to kind of the final step where it would book the call. So I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but again, this is kind of how it works. It's very methodical. It runs left to right. Again, you would have to obviously add those questions, wait for the response, and the AI monitors your inbox for those responses. So again, super simple. Again, if you've got these templates, dead easy to kind of get going and get set up. Next, we've kind of got the settings, so you can label your bot, you can add the colors, you can stop on manual reply, stop if spam is detected, stop if a lead says goodbye, all these things that you would do. Next, you would just save this, and then in the conversation flow, you would just mark this bot as active and ready to go. So you can test the bot inside of here. So if we go to say this one, we can test this bot. So I'll just type hi. So then we'll test it, sure. Again, this is great. We want to test it in like a closed environment. We don't necessarily want to send this out to all of our leads and obviously get into a bit of trouble with it. But again, we can see kind of how this responds and go from there. Okay, I spelled that wrong, but again, good test for the bot. So I wanted to say yes, it is. Let's see kind of how it, thanks for sharing. A few of those have said something similar today. Obviously then it's got a delay as well. It wouldn't fire this quickly when you're running it live, but obviously there's quite a few messages coming through. Yes, sounds good. So again, you can set this up how you want it. This is just a quick demo. Again, I probably wouldn't send all of these messages at once, but obviously it's gone through and it's done everything that it said it was going to do. Again, this is just for test purposes, really. So from there, obviously that's tested. We can now obviously start using it. So how do we start to use it? So at the top right, you would click on your messenger, and then it's going to load your messenger and load Chatblaze over the top of it. So it's really, really simple to start using it. Again, if you're running, say, so like a two-step post and you want it to follow up, you could use it in that sense. If you're trying to respond to people and you want it to take over, you can use it in that sense. So there's lots of different ways to use it. But again, when you're first getting started, start simple and don't obviously put it onto too many accounts. But again, this is really how you would do it. You'd come in here and then just select, say I wanted to add it to this client. I would just add this bot and it would start working. So there's different triggers. There's obviously inbound, outbound, and then manual. I would probably start with manual and go from there. So that's really how to use it. Dead simple. You just leave this open and then you would select all the people that you want it to go on, and it would start working. Now, again, there's other ways, like if someone joins your group and you send them a DM, you can start it with that. And so you can get very advanced with it, and you can start obviously really automating your personal inbox, which is awesome. So back to Chatblaze, if we go to kind of the bots, you've got other bots as well. So existing audience, this is a group members one, content engagers, like I mentioned, if someone comments on a post, and a new friends book a call. So you can have, depending on what platform or pricing tier you're on, you can have obviously multiple bots running for different reasons. All right, so I did want to show you kind of a live test and show you how it worked. So if I just jump into my messenger, you can see here that this first message went out, and then they said that I was already having a conversation with this person. So they said, right, I understand, but then they put the thumbs up and it said, thanks for sharing. Would you say this is true for business owner? For sure. Thanks for sharing that. Interesting. One other question. And then it said, I don't have time at the moment. Find out you said, sure. And then nice, do you have a few minutes today? And blah, blah. So it took them through that response. This was live, it all worked, no problems at all. So again, this is just a live kind of example of obviously how Chatblaze works. So it's awesome to see. I really, really like it. Again, this could be an absolute game changer for people that use Facebook to grow their business, and definitely something that you should check out. So there is a link in the description below. All right, so let's dive into some of the pros. So the pros, there's nothing out there right now like this. This is the first of its kind, really. So it's going to allow you to automate your Facebook personal DMs. Just to reiterate, that's your personal DMs, not your business page. So that is awesome. Again, you can book calls, you could run a lead magnet to get people opt in. You could obviously try and make sales in there as well. So the possibilities are endless. It works 24/7, so there's no misleads. So again, if you're in a different time zone, obviously I'm based in the UK. If I was working with people in America, which I do, obviously I could potentially run that bot and be having conversations 24/7. The messaging is really consistent. Like, you train it, so you ask those questions. You can use exact how you use it, or you could obviously prompt it and use prompts inside of there. So again, it is trying to mimic you. It's trying to be a clone of you and not necessarily just a straight out bot. And the biggest thing of all this is going to save you time, or even like increase your output, because DMs is one of those jobs that's just kind of mind numbing. Sometimes you don't want to do it. If you're like me, I'm not really a DMer. So it might be something that if you kind of set it and then it kind of runs off and goes and does its thing, obviously you want to check it. You could start to generate a lot more leads, and it's obviously going to save you a lot of time. So the cons, obviously it's a brand new software. It's just come out of beta. There's very limited kind of reviews at the moment. Obviously there's people reviewed it with videos and things like that, but it is obviously a new software, so just bear that in mind. There is a little bit of a learning curve. The team at Chatblaze have done an amazing job of kind of setting everything up and making it super simple, but there will be a learning curve. You will have to kind of dive in, take a look, play around with some settings, test it yourself. So again, just bear that in mind when signing up. Again, the one thing you've always got to look at is the risk of automating Facebook. So again, when you do things like this, sometimes you can flag Facebook, your account might get a shadow ban or something like that. So just bear that in mind when using any Facebook automation. So I've obviously just briefly tested this. Again, there's lots of users saying how well it works, but I can't say kind of the overall effectiveness of kind of booking calls or anything like that. It is fairly new. So again, when diving into it, you're gonna want to test it yourself and see how it works. But from what I've seen, it looked very, very promising and something that would be awesome for anyone that's trying to generate leads, sales, or even calls from Facebook. All right, so in terms of support, and obviously when you get into here, like there's a lot of videos showing you how to do certain things. So in connections, we can come up here, and I think there is a video if I just click on add connection. Yeah, so if I click the question mark in the right corner, you've got how it works. There's a video here. And then if I go over to kind of the bot section, you've got the same thing. So you can always see how kind of your bots work, and you can obviously watch the videos. So you can obviously, there's the support there, which will help you kind of every step of the way. Now, if you need actual technical support, you would click here, and then obviously you'd reach out to the team here with any technical support. And then if you have a strategic question, obviously you can join them in their Facebook group. So again, there's lots of angles of support. There's videos to walk you through. There's the technical support side, and then there's also the strategic side, which you don't see a lot with softwares, which I love from Dave Smith and the team there. What they do is they have really solid support, but also they also give you that strategic help as well, show you how to use it, show you how to generate leads and things like that. So if you are going to sign up to this, I would definitely dive into the strategic side and join their Facebook group. All right, So that's the support. Integrations wise, you don't really need it. I know, or potentially know, that they're probably going to bring in Instagram to this. That's probably the next thing that I'll work on. But right now it directly integrates into Facebook and your Messenger and really just uses that to obviously have those conversations. So competitors, I mean, there isn't any competitors. As far as I know, the closest thing to it is ManyChat, but ManyChat doesn't work with your personal profile. So they are probably in the league of their own. And if you are using Facebook a lot, this is definitely something you should check out. So for me, from what it is, how it's been set up, how it's been built, the ease of use, and the fact that it's in a league of its own and it can do something that no one else can do at the moment, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5 on my score and my verdict, just because this is awesome. Like, this is kind of where we want to see AI go, really breaking ground, really kind of changing the game. So I definitely dive in. I've seen it work. I've spoken to some of the people that are using it just to kind of get their verdict and see what they think, and they love it and it's working for them. So 5 out of 5, I really like it. Definitely something worth checking out. If you were wanting to try it out, just check the description below. There'll be a link there to sign up. So that is Chatblaze. If you're looking to automate your personal Facebook Messenger using AI, this is definitely a tool that I would check out and see how it could help you save time and also generate more leads for your business.